Namaskar. We all know what happened. A Massachusetts judge blocked access to the Treasury Secretary as well as to the DOGE from looking at the data of the Treasury Department. And this has really riled up Elon Musk. And he says that I would like to have the judge impeached. Well, let's take a look at why he's saying this. And also, let's take a look at the law in Massachusetts. Remember, in the United States, laws change from state to state. Some states elect their judges, some states appoint their judges. Massachusetts is an appointing state. Now, who appoints them? There is a committee that appoints them, and they have a certain term, and after that they either go to the higher level or sometimes they probably just term out. So these things are the way that's how it is done in Massachusetts. Now let's take a look at how things are going on in Massachusetts as far as impeaching a judge goes. There are three ways to remove a judge in Massachusetts. There are three ways. One is a judicial review. The judicial review is done by a Massachusetts Commission of Judicial Conduct, MJC, and they would have to be convinced that the judge has done something that would require him to be removed from office. The second one is recall, where what you do is you have to get a minimum set of signatures to put the issue on the upcoming ballot, and then in the ballot the state of Massachusetts would vote to impeach or remove a particular judge. Third one is called impeachment. In impeachment, what happens is you need to have a majority in the lower house and a 2/3 majority in the upper house in Massachusetts to impeach a judge. That's not all. The judge would have to be convicted also of whatever crime that he is being impeached for. So this is a two-stage process. So this is how the law reads. Now, what did Elon Musk say? That he wants the judge to be impeached. Let's take a look at what happened. Now, it's entirely possible that they might be able to appeal this to the next higher court and get it overturned. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I don't know what they are going to do. Elon Musk says that Paul Engelmayer, who had blocked the DOGE access to the Department of Treasury, should be impeached. He called him corrupt on X, and I don't know if he has provided proof for his corruption, like for example net worth disproportionate to the job that he is working on. After all, a judge salary is probably $225,000 a year or something like that. Very modest. I mean, not bad, but quite modest. And if his personal worth is something else and he can't explain how he came into so much of wealth, that is one possibility. That could be the reason. But DOGE team under Trump is trying to figure out what is going on in the federal budget, especially what is going on in the Treasury. We told you that 100 trillion, 100, not trillion, billion, 100 billion has not been accounted for in Treasury, with 50 billion being sent to people who are no longer alive. So clearly there is a racket running. Somebody is skimming money off of this. Now, why is he so outraged? Because he says that it's a temporary, the judge issued a temporary restraining order, and he said that this has sensitive taxpayer information and therefore that should not be touched. And it also came alongside a lawsuit that 19 state attorney generals had placed, and they didn't want this access. These are all democratically ruled states. US has totally become a partisan state. It is like what they say, yeti means preti. One side says yes, the other side has to say no. There is no application of brains in trying to come up with a policy to oppose or allow something. The states argue that Trump overstepped his authority in granting DOGE access to federal financial systems. That is the argument that the 19 attorneys general put. Now, Musk didn't stop there. He said that I'd like the bottommost 1% of all judges should be removed every year in some sort of a review system. See, this is where the problem is. Some states elect their judges. There you cannot. I mean, they are elected for the term. Then they have to stand for election and then you defeat them there. That's one possibility. Now, in this case, why is he saying impeachment? Well, he's rich enough. I mean, given the fact that he's quite rich, and given the fact that that could be used as a thing to sway people's minds, who knows? Maybe he has a plan in his back pocket to convince the lower house and the upper house of elected bodies of Massachusetts to do, what I'm talking about. So this is one possibility, but that's one side. Now, what are the state attorneys general saying? They are saying that Musk's access, DOGE team's access, is unlawful and illegal. That this is breaking the law to try to steal sensitive data. This is what New Jersey Attorney General Matthew Platkin has said. Legal experts emphasize that courts have the power to check executive overreach, citing precedents. There is a precedent, Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company versus Sawyer. See, this is where the law also needs to be settled. I don't know if that particular ruling can be done on this. The reason is some circumstances have changed. Today, there is admission that there is a lot of sloth in all the departments of the government. And how does one go about removing it? I mean, even if the Supreme Court of the United States says that they can't have access, Trump can still go and change the law and have a specific line inserted that his appointed DOGE group can indeed access the data. It is possible. I'm just saying, it is not that they are going to do it. Again, doing something like that, I'm not saying this is a constitutional reform. It could be, I don't know. That these are all coming down the road. It's not something that's going to happen immediately. Now, the better part here that I find very humorous is the judge said the civil servants working in the Treasury Department can access it. So he understands what he's talking about. He just doesn't want people to find out where the corruption has gone. But he still wants to have people have their Social Security paychecks to come, Medicare, Medicaid bills to come, and so on and so forth. So this is where things stand, and we'll have to wait and see whether it's going to be able to, persuade the legislative bodies in Massachusetts to come together and say, okay, let's impeach this judge because he is corrupt, according to Elon Musk. So this is one side. Next, there are USAID fraud accusations that have surfaced that are getting more and more serious. Trump has said that he's going to shut down USAID from 10,000. The number of people who will be remaining will be around 250 or so. And that is a huge, drastic cutback. And USAID did have some genuine initiatives that help the absolute poor across the world. I hope those things don't get slashed. And one interesting thing here is that Vice President Judge Vance has come to the support of Elon Musk, saying that what he's saying is right, this needs to be done. Now, who is Paul Engelmayer? He is a judge. He had his legal education at Harvard Law School in 1987, and he worked as a law clerk for former Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall from 88 to 89. He then worked as Assistant U.S. Attorney, Southern District of New York from 89 to 94, and as Assistant to the Solicitor General, U.S. Department of Justice from 94 to 96. You look at those periods, those are Democrat, more or less. 89 to 92 was Republican, then after that it is Democrat. He switched to private practice between 2000 to 2011 before being nominated to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York by the then President Barack Obama on February 2, 2011. He was confirmed to the position on July 26th by a vote of 98 to 0 in the Senate. So basically, he has had the full support of the Senate when he took this position. I am not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, so I can't really weigh in on this ruling. This is just still a temporary stay order. It could be lifted. Maybe there's going to be a full hearing and then they will, I don't know. These are all the possibilities that we can discuss. And at this time, we are only saying that this is what Elon Musk wants, but it's not often that what you ask is what you get. So this is where Elon Musk says, he needs to go, he needs to be impeached. And I've told you the way that can happen. We'll have to wait and see if he actually takes this path and starts going to work, trying to convince the legislative bodies, the lower house and the upper house, to convict this judge. So we'll wait and see how that goes. That's all I have. There are no questions, and I'll wrap it up now. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Namaskar.